Good morning, boys and girls. I hope that you're doing well today. Today is Thursday, so getting closer to the weekend. This video is for packet number 3, and I'm going to be explaining all of the choices that you have for your science menu this week. So, the first one is, what do you know about the sun? You will help your child share what they know about the sun. Step 1, draw a sun on a piece of paper. Step 2, ask your child what he or she knows about the sun. Write those ideas down on paper. Step number 3, read chapter 6, Sun. And then step number 4, add any new ideas your child learned. So, your parent will be or adult or sibling will kind of be helping you through this. So the first step is to get a piece of paper and draw a picture of the sun. So make sure you go ahead and do that first. After you've drawn a picture of the sun, it says, ask your child what he or she knows about the sun. Write those ideas down on paper. So after you've drawn a picture of the sun, think about what you already know about the sun and write those things down under your picture. Make sure that they're complete sentences and full thoughts. You should have a uppercase letter at the beginning of the sentence and some kind of punctuation at the end. After you do that, it says read chapter 6, Sun. So let me pull that up on my computer screen and then I will share it with you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I will read it to you. So right here it says chapter 6, Sun. Rays of light reach out from far away to help warm our planet, help grow our food, and give us life. Great ball of fire. You might think the sun is on fire, but it is not. It is a giant ball of gas that puts out energy. So here's the sun, and here is the gas that puts out energy coming from the sun. So it says you might think the sun is on fire, but it's not. It's a giant ball of gas that puts out energy, and this is a picture of that. Here is a picture of the Earth, and it says, Earth is not this close to the sun, but this picture helps you compare the sizes. So look how big the sun is, and look how small Earth is compared to the sun. Our planet is very small, and the sun is huge. Up close, the sun is a ball of hot gas. Nothing can survive on or near its flaming surface. Without it, there would be no life on Earth. Plants need sunlight to grow, and we need plants to live. No sun, no life. It's that simple. It takes one day for Earth to spin around one time. The side of Earth facing the sun has daylight. The other side of Earth has night. Our spinning planet. So this picture shows how the Earth is turning, and the side that is facing the sun is having daytime because there's sunshine shining on them, and the side that is not facing the sun is having night because they're not facing the sun. There's no light out. It says our spinning planet. You cannot feel our planet moving, but you can see it. Just look at the position of the sun. It might look like the sun circles the Earth, but it does not. Our planet is doing all the moving. It takes 24 hours for the Earth to make one spin, 24 hours for one day and one night. Even though it is far away, you can feel the power of the sun. In the morning, as the sun's rays reach us, the land and air begin to get warmer. The waters of our oceans, lakes, and rivers also warm up beneath the sun's rays. At night, everything cools down. Sun power. The sun is almost 93 million miles away, but it is a powerful source of energy and light that warms the land, air, and water. Most plants grow upward, reaching toward the sun. They use the sun's energy to help them make food. Then we get to munch on all the yummy edible plants. says energy, the ability to do work. Energy is a force that makes things happen. Then we have a picture here, and the caption says, this solar-powered car looks awesome and runs on energy from the sun. Energy from the sun. Think of the heat of the sun's rays on your face. Those same rays can move a car, warm a house, and power a computer. This kind of energy is called thermal energy. Scientists are working to find new ways to use the sun's power. After all, it is free. And in some parts of the world, it is sunny almost every day. Solar panels collect energy from the sun and turn it into a power source we can use. So if you've ever seen these pictures at the bottom, these are solar panels, and they turn energy from the sun's rays into power that we can use to turn on lights in our house, to make computers work, to move all kinds of things. So if you ever see these, just know that those are solar panels. They're using energy from the sun's rays to turn into power that we can then use. So sunrise, the earth has spun around and our planet is starting to face the sun. Rise and shine. Noon, time for lunch. The sun is directly over our heads. Sunset, the earth has spun some more. We are turning away from the sun. It's almost night. So we've talked about the positioning of the sun, and we've said that when the sun is right over our heads, it's noon. And when the sun is just coming up, that means the earth is just starting to face the sun and we're about to have a day of sunlight. And at sunset, we are turning away from the sun and it's almost nighttime because we won't be facing the sun anymore. So sunrise to sunset. There's one thing you can be sure of. Every morning the sun will rise in the east and set in the west. It always does. Even when it is dark out, the sun is there. We cannot see it because our part of Earth is facing away from it. It may look like the sun is going around Earth, but it is not. Planet Earth is doing the spinning. North, south, east, and west. Our planet has a top. We call that north. Earth also has a bottom. We call that south. Because of the way the Earth spins in space, the sun looks like it rises in the east and sets in the west. The star shows our state. What side of the continent do we live on, east or west? So it's kind of hard to see, but our star is right there. So you need to decide whether we live on the east or the west side of our continent. So our continent is North America. Do we live on the west side of North America or on the east side of North America? A compass is a tool that helps us find directions. No compass, we can use the position of the sun to help. Notice the spot where the sun rises at your home. Then see where it sets. Does your bedroom face east or west? Look for the sun. Review and do. Sun. So in this picture, the side of Earth that is facing the sun, it says is day. It is daytime here because this part of the Earth is facing the sun. And this side of the Earth is night. It is dark out because this part of Earth is facing away from the sun. Energy and light. The sun's rays shine down on us and warm us. Plants use the sun's energy to make food. Some people heat their homes with the sun's energy. Sunrise and sunset. The sun seems to rise in the east and set in the west. The sun. The sun is a giant hot ball of gas very far from Earth. Number 1, what warms Earth's land, air, and water? So try and see if you can answer these questions. What warms Earth's land, air, and water? What has the whole chapter been about? Number 2, a park has 2 swings. One is in the sun and the other is in the shade. Which swing do you think will feel warmer on a sunny day and why? You can just talk about these answers with an adult or someone that's at home with you. Just talk these out because you're going to do a few more things having to do with the picture of the sun that you drew earlier, but talk about these answers with someone at home. Number 3, finish these sentences by adding north, east, south, or west. In the morning, the sun appears to rise. In the late afternoon, the sun appears to set in the, and if you need to look back at the pages that we just read, you can. I would look right here to give you some help. And number 4, pretend it is noon. Is the sun to your right, to your left, or above your head? Awesome. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And it says, now after we've read that, go back to your picture of the sun and where you wrote what you already know about the sun underneath it. And you're going to add any new ideas that you learned. So from the chapter that we just read, now on your paper, add any information that you learned about from that reading. It gave us a lot of information, so you should have at least 1 or 2 things to write down to add to what you wrote before. So go ahead and do that. That is one option from your science menu. The next one says ice cube race. Your body has heat energy. Does it have as much as the sun? You can have a race with the sun. You will need 2 ice cubes and a plate. Put 1 ice cube on the plate and put it in the sun. Put the other ice cube in your hand. Which ice cube melts faster? How does that happen? Would the experiment change if you did it on a hot day in the summer? Why do you think that? So this is kind of like a little experiment that you can do at home. So you're going to need 2 ice cubes, put 1 on a plate and put it in the sun, and put the other ice cube in your hand. And your job is to see which ice cube melts faster. Because remember, the beginning said your body has heat energy. So we make heat. So we want to see whether the ice cube on the plate in the sun melts faster or whether the one in your hand melts faster. So you need to explain what you see happen, write down why you think that happens, and would the experiment change if you did it on a hot day in summer, and why do you think that? So that's your job. Do your experiment, the ice cube race, and then answer the questions there about what you observe and what you think, why you think that happened, and how it would change if you did it on a hot day in summer. The next one says, building more background knowledge about the sun. Read either Our Sun or What Does Sunlight Do? Then pick an activity from this page to complete. Read the directions and have your child make a prediction about what they think will happen before completing the learning activity. So it says, either read Our Sun or What Does Sunlight Do? So I'm just going to read one of them. I'm going to read Our Sun, but if you want to read the other choice, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to share my screen with you and I will read that. Our sun. What is the sun? The sun is a star. It is very hot. It is very bright. A star is a ball of hot gas. It gives off heat and light. The sun is a star that is near Earth. It is the only star that is so near to us that we can feel its heat. The sun is very bright. We like to put on sunglasses when we go outside. The light from the sun is very, very bright. The light can hurt your eyes if you look right at it. Even when you have sunglasses on, you should not look at the sun. Why do we need the sun? We cannot live without the sun. We would be very cold without the sun. The sun warms Earth and the air around Earth. The warm air around Earth helps us stay warm. Look at these plants. Plants cannot live without the sun. The sun helps plants grow. We cannot live without plants. Plants give us food to eat. Plants give us oxygen to breathe. The sun helps make our weather too. The sun's heat makes water go up into the air. The water makes clouds. The clouds make rain. The rain falls back to Earth. So there's water here, and the sunshine makes the water go up into the air, and that is turned into clouds, and then the clouds of course make rain, and it starts all over again. Why is it hot in the summer? It is hot in the summer. We get a lot of the sun's light in the summer. Earth travels around the sun in space. The part of Earth that is tilted toward the sun is having summer. Why do we have day and night? Earth spins around and around. It takes Earth almost 24 hours to turn around once. We have day when we face the sun. We have night when we face away from the sun. We cannot live without the sun. So that's the end of that story. And so it says you could either read what I just read to you, called Our Sun, or What Does Sunlight Do, which is another thing in the packet if you choose to do that. Then it says, then pick an activity from this page to complete. Read the directions and have your child make a prediction about what they think will happen before completing the learning activity. So then it says, just pick another activity on the page to do, and after you've read the directions, make a prediction about what you think will happen. That means to make a smart guess. Based on the things that we already know, make a smart guess, a prediction about what you think will happen. The sun warms the air is the next option. It says, check the temperature on your parents' phone in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Write the temperature down for each time. Write a sentence for how the air feels each time you check outside. Draw a picture of where the sun is in the sky each time you check. What time of day was it the warmest? What time of day did it feel the warmest? So you would look at your parents' phone 3 times. Once in the morning, once at around lunchtime, and once at night. And it says to write down the temperature for each time you check. Write a sentence for how the air feels each time you check outside. Draw a picture of where the sun is in the sky each time you check. What time of day was it the warmest? What time of day did it feel the warmest? So you'll do that and answer those questions about the different times of day that you took the temperature and where the sun was when you took the temperature and when it felt the warmest. The next activity that you can choose to do is called Hot Rocks. Take 2 rocks or any 2 objects. Put one rock in the shade, put the other rock in the sunshine. Come back in 1 hour. Which rock feels warmer? Why is it warmer? And then it says, you are a scientist. Draw a picture of your experiment and label the picture. Tell other scientists the steps you took to do your experiment. Remember to use words like first, next, then, after that, and finally. So for that one, you'll put 1 rock in the shade, 1 rock in the sun, and then you will come back in an hour, and you need to figure out which rock feels warmer and why do you think that one feels warmer. Then you'll draw a picture to show your experiment and label the picture. So that means list the different parts. When we label, so if this was your rock, you would write I wrote rock number 1. And then I would draw another picture of a rock and label it rock number 2. And make sure you draw a picture of the sun on the one that's in the sunshine. So we know which is which. We know which one's in the shade and which one's in the sun. Then you'll need to draw and label the picture and tell other scientists the steps you took to do your experiment. And make sure you use those words like first, next, then, after that, and finally. The next thing that you can choose to do is called design and engineer. Your challenge is to draw and then build like an engineer. A structure that will slow down how quickly an ice cube will melt outside. Use materials from around your home. So it says take 2 ice cubes outside. Place one in the sun, place the other under the structure that you built. So you need to try and build something with things at home. You could use paper, construction paper, toothpicks, popsicle sticks, pipe cleaners, anything that you have at home. Try and build something that will cover an ice cube to slow it down from melting. So it says, once you've built that, You need to take 2 ice cubes outside, put one in the sun, and place the other under the thing that you built. So the thing that you built to protect the ice cube from the sun. Check on the ice cubes every 10 minutes. Make a drawing of the 2 ice cubes each time you check. Don't forget to label. Which one melted faster? What changes to your structure would improve it? So you'll be building something that will slow down the melting of one of the ice cubes. And then you need to check both ice cubes once you put them outside every 10 minutes and draw pictures of what they look like every time you check. And make sure that you label the ice cubes. Write down which one melted faster and what changes to your structure would improve it. So how do you think that you could change what you built to make it even better, to slow down the melting even more? So that's called design and engineer, and that's another option on your science menu for this week. The next one is called hot water. It says take 2 cups and put a little water in each one. Make sure they are equal amounts. So you should have the same amount of water in one as you do in the other. Put 1 cup in the shade, put the other cup in the sun. Which cup of water feels warmer? How did it get warmer? And then again, it says, you are a scientist. Draw a picture of your experiment and label the picture. Tell other scientists the steps you took to do your experiment. Remember to use words like first, next, then, after that, and finally. So you're getting 2 cups. Fill each cup up with water, but make sure that they both have the same amount of water in them. Put 1 cup in the shade and 1 cup in the sun. After a little while, go back and check which cup of water feels warmer and how do you think it got warmer. Then it says to draw a picture of your experiment and label the picture. So draw a picture of the 2 cups, make sure we can tell which one's in the sun and which one's in the shade, and label your drawing. And then tell other scientists the steps you took to do your experiment. And it says to remember and use the words like first, next, then, after that, and finally. The last choice that you have for your science menu this week says, what do you notice about this graph? And there's a picture of a graph and it says temperature at different times of the day. And there's different temperatures on the left side of the graph and different times of day along the bottom. You need to look at the graph and say, what happens to the temperature during the day? What do you think the temperature will be at 7 p.m. and why? So based on, and I will share my screen so you can get a look at it. Based on this graph right here, that graph right there, what happens to the temperature during the day? Write down in complete sentences what you notice happens to the temperature during the day. What do you think the temperature will be at 7 p.m. and why? So it's saying that it is 46 degrees at 9 a.m., 50 degrees at 11 a.m., 54 degrees at 1 p.m., 52 degrees at 3 p.m., and 52 degrees at 5 p.m. So you need to explain what happens to the temperature during the day and what do you think the temperature will be at 7 p.m. and why. Use what you know about, use what we've learned about the sun to help guide your thinking in what you think will happen next and how you observe the graph and explain what patterns you see. So those are your options for the science menu for this week. So I've covered the literacy section, the math section, and science. So I'm not going to be posting a video tomorrow because I've explained the expectations for packet number 3 and I've gone over all of the sections. So tomorrow there won't be a video posted. Next week, we'll be getting packet number 4. And we've been told that packet number 4 will be another 2-week packet, and it's going to go back to the way it was set up before. So it'll be split up by day. And then I'll go back to my daily videos where I teach mini lessons and review based on what the packet is asking of you that day. So I'll be sure to send out more information about that as soon as it's made available to me. I'm looking forward to our Zoom today at 1 o'clock. Right after this, I'm going to send an email with the Zoom login information for our call later on. If you have any questions, please feel free to always let me know. I'm here to help you. And boys and girls, I love you. I miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.